Hello everybody and welcome back to Monday nights on QuestJunkiesUK to this week's exciting session of the Rhódania Chronicles. Say hi guys!
Hi guys!
Hi guys!
It is so wonderful to see you all here at the beginning of another week of storytelling and so much to get through. So let me get my quick announcements out of the way. First of all, let's play this week's game of Will the Chat Commands Work? Yes, they will. Okay, so please use that link in the chat there to support, first of all, our dear friends over at QuestJunkiesUK, the channel that made Quest Junkies exist, and also our dear friends Sirenscape. If you become a Sirenscape Super Siren subscriber like myself, or even just take the free trial that they offer, which I believe is 30 days, you get access to millions of different sound effects, ambiances, well, probably not millions, but certainly thousands. Sound effects, ambiances, musics, battle themes, kooky themes, sad trombone sound effects, you name it, they've got it. And it'll help just enhance your games like it does for us. And thank you for those lovely follows, my dear friends. Welcome. You can also upload custom music to the platform, which we like to do to support independent musicians and creators within the community. People like Michael Gelfi, Hunter Rogerson, Tabletop Audio, The Seventh Midnight, Colin Vance, Scott Lee, and a bunch of others. Always like to give them a bit of a shout out where we can. And yeah, go ahead and do that. We would also like to thank the lovely Avivor for providing our character art. Look at these wonderful people. I don't know why I do this every week. I like scrunching my floofy hair on the character art. It's so fun, look at it, it's so good. But yes, Aviv is wonderful, absolutely incredible artist, and we are always super happy to be able to work with Aviv to bring characters to life. So please go and give Aviv some love. We also have a community Discord, where if you want to be amongst the first to hear about exciting announcements, maybe even get a chance to reserve a spot at our table for an upcoming session, that is the place to be. You can also just see us send memes at each other and talk about anime and stuff like that, which is like, we recently launched an anime channel due to popular demand, and it's already like one of the most active channels, which is fun. But yes, all the different bits and bats, it's all there for you to enjoy. And you can also submit questions for an interview I have coming up with Oren Cohen. Unfortunately, it has been delayed, but will be happening in the middle of next month. So just roundabout. And you can submit your questions, any burning knowledge that you wish to seek from the depths of my lore palace in my mind. I'm sorry! It's okay, or it's not your fault, Oren. We will get there. Hopefully I will be worth the wait. But yes, really looking forward to that. Moving swiftly on, we also have a merchandise store where you can buy lots of different merch inspired by various quotes and moments from our sessions, not just this campaign, but all the other campaigns and one-shots we've done before. Yeah, we've got a lot. I've got a bit of an addiction. I've been designing a new merch today, which is really fun because it combines this campaign, the Wildmount Chronicles campaign, our original Rhódania campaign, and lots more different things. The Demethren 5 are even thrown in there. It's quite an extensive design, and something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, and finally thought of the right way to go about it. Give me more Mercy merch. I'm sure there will be more Mercy merch. Mercy is already everybody's favourite character. So yes, merch store, plenty of things going on there. I'd also just like to say, you know, there's a link there for buying more dice, because yes, you need more dice. I don't care if you've got 1,000 sets of dice, you need more dice. So if you use that link in the chat there, you can visit our dear friends over at Tabletop Dominion. You use the code QuestJunkiesUK at checkout and you get 10% off of every single thing you get, the entire order. It's not just like, oh, you get 10% off one set of dice when you buy 6 sets of dice. No, it's 10% off the whole thing. So what better time than now to get some excellent new shiny click-clacks. And last but never ever least, we have a YouTube channel. If you can't stay with us for the whole stream tonight, fear not, as I will forego sleep to make sure that the YouTube VOD is up and running within the next 6 to 12 hours, because that's just me. I have a problem. But yes, we have our entire back catalogue of stuff there, so if you want to catch up on the old campaigns or the mini campaign or the one-shots that we've done, it's all there for you to enjoy at your leisure. It's definitely bingeable. You know, we average like 2 to 3 hours a session, very rarely going over that. So, you know, you can if you've got like a free weekend, you could get through like the Demethren 5. That's only 6 sessions. It's pretty good going. So there you go. With that out of the way, let's go around the table and meet our players for tonight. So please, dear friends, tell us who you are, who you will be playing, and give us a random interesting fact about your character. Starting with Mai.
Oh, I am Mai, aka Marit the Pirate. I am playing Rhódania, our Circle of Stars, Feely's Druid, aka Chaotic Kitty to boot. An interesting fact about Rhódania is that during her time in the forest, she came across a lot of plants, and she just quickly discovered that her favorite plant was a moon lotus.
Ooh, exquisite. I like it. I wonder how many of those there are in Rhódania. Maybe we'll find out someday.
Well, she discovered it from behind her house, so...
Oh, well, there we go. It's canon. All right. Thank you very much. Moving on. Pat.
Hello, I'm Patrick, aka Pat, and sometimes I draw art, but on Monday nights, I am the shield of the Wyld Ones, but I'll also protect all of you guys. I play Conal McGinnis, Earth Genasi, Rune Knight Fighter. Fucking changing up titles because I've heard you wiping it the past few weeks.
We all do it.
Really?
I know, I'm just really happy I've got a solid intro. My random fact is, if Conal was an animal, I would think he would be a rhino.
Rhino smash?
Rhino?
Very, very sturdy animals. They're very stout. They've got that grey complexion Conal also has. They also could look kind of stony. And technically they've got like 2 weapons on their face. And Conal has 2 weapons.
I like it. It's very well thought through. Okay. Amazing. Thank you very much.
Pulled right out of my ass.
Hey, that's how I DM. I can't complain. Moving on. Bridget.
Speaking of right out of my ass, hi, I'm Bridget. She of no intro. I play Frag, the Way of the Long Death, Shadowkai, Lady of Nouns, Monk, and random fact, before she kicks off her Sunday shoes, while she's probably training with Conal, if she falls a bit too hard on her knees, she'll look up and, you know, please, Louise, pull me off of my knees.
Oh, this is such a running trend, and it's inevitably going to lead to the Rhódania musical. I just know it.
Sign me up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have plenty of people that can contribute to a musical, so it's all good. We can make it happen. You heard it here first, folks. And last but never least, Wyatt.
Just in time. I finished my little Instagram post. Okay. Hi, friends. My name is Wyatt. You can find me on Moonkeep, pretty much anywhere. I play Reese, our bard cleric multi-class, part 2 of the Chaos Kitty crew. And good, wholesome boy. Fun little fact about him is he's an anthropomorphic snow leopard. Yeah, there we go. Cool, let's go.
That's just made me think of a really good fact for next week now.
I mean, that's good. It's good to have a few in the bank if you can.
I need to write it down so I don't forget.
Yes, thank you very much. And I am Patch, your ever humble dungeon master. I play everybody else. NPC to have a random fact from?
Give us a random fact about Fronia's mum.
Oh, God, they
Oh,
must have
good
judged already.
shout. Okay, no, I actually have a good one because it took me by surprise. As I found out after last week that the name I chose for Feronia's mum is actually the name of my real life mum. Right
Same
down to the
spelling and
spelling, and I got it off of Google, which is just the weirdest shit. It's clearly meant to be.
Question is, how do you pronounce it?
I don't know because I haven't said it out loud yet. So
That way.
it's gonna be
Don't worry. I'm sure Mai's grandparents got that name off Google too.
probably. No, they got it from watching the Wyld Ones, obviously.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, because they're big fans.
Yeah,
That's how time works.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm Paradox.
All right. So, introductions out of the way. Thank you, my friends. Let's tell a fun story as, first of all, we recap where we're at in this chaotic little story of ours. The Wyld Ones, journeying through the various forests of Rhódania, with the eventual destination of the city of Zundanarg for their big fighting tournament that they're planning in honor of their retiring fighting champion, Thrashum Foe, hero to Conor McGinnisy. They've got about, just short of a month, so they've got some time to kill. It's not going to take them that long to get there, so they're taking a bit of a scenic route with the intention of stopping off at the little village of Assailant to stock up on some strawberry muffins, I believe, which was, ironically, the thing that brought them all together way back in the first session. From there, they'll journey back through the forests from whence they came to a little town called Merrinwind, which is where they all met. So it's a bit of a nostalgia trip, it seems. We'll see what pops up on the way, and then eventually they will arrive in Zundanarg. But that's not to say that the trip hasn't been eventful, because it certainly has. With last session, the group found their way to Feronia's cabin in the woods, because she just wanted to check on it. She wasn't sure if she left the door unlocked, stove could have been on, sort of didn't plan on leaving for this long. But it seemed to be okay. Well, apart from the fact that on the random encounters table, our dear Reese rolled the correct number to spawn a bone devil, which for this level party is kind of terrifying. But the bone devil was indeed dealt with. And in the process, Feronia recovered a locket, which spawned a memory from her life before, with her dear mammy, back in the Feywild, which led to some more intrigue, especially with the post-credit scene that we had, revealing some sort of connection between Feronia's mother and the goddess of the moon. But maybe it's nothing. We might never hear from either of them ever again. Who knows? However, we did finish with Feronia's mother setting foot on the material plane for the first time ever, somewhere in Rhódania. But more on that another time, as we rejoin the group inside Feronia's little cabin, where I believe you are to take a long rest.
Yes, please.
Okay, so
Yay.
it's up to you. a typical long rest will take us to the evening of the day. If you want to say that we skip forward to the following day, it's absolutely fine. We can do that. We can fill it in with some RP moments if you wish. Before you then continue on to day 4, I believe. So, if you'd like to do that, that's fine. Any RP moments before we pick up on day 4?
Well, I know that when we were about to go to bed and stuff, I wanted to see if we'll get some breakfast ready for the morning. That's all the plan that Rhódania has. Whenever
Easy
we
enough.
wake up, that's what I'd like to make some brekkie for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Not a
I don't know if
problem.
it'd be any good though.
We'll find out. Okay. Anyone else?
Connor will probably, for no particular reason, just like sleep out in the porch of Rhódania's house if it's like a particularly nice night.
Mhm.
What season is this, by the way?
It's late summer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Connell's camping out.
Sure.
Fun.
Okay. Anything
House
from
not big
Frank?
enough for you.
Still on your
Maybe in the
property.
morning before breakfast. Sparring.
Mm-hmm.
So before breakfast. Yeah, interpret that however you want, but sparring?
Okay, so a little bit of sparring before breakfast.
Fuck! I didn't
Yeah.
realize you were talking to me.
After sparring.
Just sparring with the DM. Oh, we are being raided
Solo sparring.
by our friends over at Roll Together. Welcome, dear friends. We are just getting started, so what better time to join us than now? Welcome on in, dear friends from the stream team. Let's see if I can remember how to do a shout out. Roll Together RPG. There we go. And a resubscription from Pixie. Thank you, Pixie. Who would you like your spin of the wheel to go to? I'm going to say we got one at the start of the stream from Sneaky Rogue Thief, which was DM's choice. I have decided that it will be going to Frike, as tomorrow is Bridget's birthday. So what better way to celebrate than a spin of the Wheel of Chaos?
It's either a trick or a treat.
So we'll do that right now. So, Frike, for today's session, you have a wisdom score of 20.
Ooh.
Oh, thanks, guys.
And you have a round of inspiration from Sekiro Thief as well for your birthday. Amazing. And Pixies is coming straight for Reese. So, Reese, for today's stream, you grow a size.
Yeah.
So this rest is particularly restful for you as you wake up in this small little Felice shack, suddenly feeling very compact as you are now a large.
Big boy.
Bigger cat.
Well, it might have been some of the, I mean, probably not. Or maybe some of the old brew. But it didn't have anything in it, so maybe you just rested well. You know, not my fault.
All I want to do, see you turn into giant kitty.
Giant kitty.
Do I basically look like a kitten next to him now? He's that
Oh
big.
yeah. So there's 2 size differences between you two.
Oh, I'm totally gonna try and climb up him. Ow!
I mean-
Ow!
Claws.
I'm gonna go onto his shoulder. Like, pal, I know you're a big boy, but doesn't mean you can have double the food. But would you like some breakfast?
Yes, please.
All right. I need to go round the back quickly and pick up some herbs. But for the time being, could you stir the pot?
Spoon is tiny. This is so weird. It's like the pot of soup is just like a cup of tea.
Oh my god, I love that comment in the chat from Charlie. A Totoro-sized Reese. That's an art prompt right there. That's an art prompt.
My heart.
I'm kind of excited.
I am.
Papa, yeah.
I need to see that.
Wait, we should stack a fucking gorilla size so it can be like the cat bus from Totoro instead.
No.
Oh boy, I'm putting this straight in the art prompts chat because I want this.
Giant Frunia. Yes, Giant Frunia is the cat bus. Yes.
Yeah. Hang on.
Rhódania has to grow like 4 sizes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep,
Be a big girl.
Oh god. Reese is stirring his teacup of soup.
Amazing.
Well,
But yeah, if we fast forwarded to the next morning and Frank and Connell are outside, I imagine Connell is cutting some firewood, like all those TikToks I've been watching recently.
oh dear.
Yes.
Oh, Thorn Bradley.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, shout out if that ever was one.
What a... Oh, he's so pretty. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do have an idea. Maybe practicing with the immovable rod, jumping from a tree down to kind of grip the immovable rod and swing like a trapeze artist, and maybe she's feeling really ambitious, do a somersault to complete the new maneuver.
Okay, give me a acrobatics check. And Pixie with another gift sub there. Please nominate someone for the spin of the wheel.
Can I be ready to catch if she?
Yeah, sure.
Well, she's a monk, so she won't.
This is a
fall, but,
dirty
like,
20.
A dirty 20. So, Connell, you prepare yourself to catch and full Black Widow landing directly in front of you. And then she just looks up at you with that smile. As the spin of the wheel of chaos goes to Connell.
Hey.
So,
Whoa,
Connell.
Frank, that was really cool. As the Virgin's energy takes over me.
It does. And ooh, you get the wordsmith. So for today's session, you are under the spell of comprehend languages and you can speak to animals.
Rad.
I like to think that this is all happening because of the residual effects of like Rhódania making wild brew within her property and like around like the house.
Yeah, magic's weird here.
My headcanon for all the or like the spins of the wheel are like the reconversions and all like that stuff is like affecting reality.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Absolutely, maybe. This stuff didn't
So
start happening until afterwards, so...
So I blame chat for the reconvergence, okay?
The chat was the BBG all along.
Breaking the fourth wall, bitch.
Yeah, we don't even go to like the tournament. We just go straight to Twitch and start fighting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can get dice to roll chat, so they could theoretically roll initiative. So we could do it.
Fighting the fourth wall.
Frank, that landing was muy excelente.
I think she'll stand up, dust herself off. Guess I'm feeling footloose and fancy free.
Oh, God.
I mean, you sure brought your dancing shoes today.
Oh, but you will probably have to go back for the immovable rod, so it's probably another jump to like make it move again.
Connell gets his hands like that to kind of give you a fist up.
Thank you. Grabs it, puts it in her bag.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that thing do?
So you push the button, and wherever it is, it stays in its place. So she'll like hold it out in midair, push it, and like step back.
And Connell's gonna grab it and like try and push it with all his might.
Doesn't budge.
I don't know how it would be a weapon, but it's a neat trick.
So, what happens if you do it too high above what you can reach?
Whoa,
I
Reese, you're
teleport.
huge!
Oh, hi.
Oh,
I think I'm still like head is like peeking out, and then like I'm going back and stirring the pot and like going back.
So your
think
head
she'll
goes
have-
through where the roof's falling in.
she'll have like heard Connell call Reese Big Cat, so Frike will look up and go, Bigger Cat.
Little Frike. I don't know why Reese is dumb right now, but it's fine.
He's a himbo.
Reese smash.
He's a himbo. Reese is a himbo, guys.
Oh boy.
You get my Humbo card for the week?
Oh no.
Oh dear.
So I'm thinking with this rod thing, you know how we fought a couple of dragons?
Hmm.
What if there was a way where we could like jab it through their jaw or something, and then click it so their jaw doesn't open, so they can't use their breath?
And then they couldn't move, so maybe they'd be stuck there too.
Hmm.
What's the weight
I'm
capacity of
imagining-
it?
Let me look. Also, I'm imagining that at some point they have like a notebook where they've been writing down all of these maneuvers they're coming up with, and they both add to it whenever they come up with new ones, so. The weight capacity up to 8,000 pounds.
Metagaming right now? I thought it was only 1,000. 8,000. Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's powerful.
I mean,
She'll just be scribbling this down.
seeing how you flip the boat in the air, you're able to do stuff with the wind to make yourself like jump a bit higher, can't you?
Yeah, the way I can teleport, that would probably add to the effectiveness of it.
So hypothetically, if we're ever like in a situation where we're falling, like if Frona gets flung off a cliff, or if Reese, something happens to Reese, or something happens to me, then you're able to and catch us and stay in midair.
Yeah, I could hold on, and then you guys could hold on to me.
So like, realistically, how often are we going to come into that situation where we're falling off a cliff?
I've never tried teleporting more than one person at a time, but maybe I should practice that next.
Can you teleport with someone?
Out of character, it doesn't say that I can't. I mean,
Let me have a look for you. Let's have a look.
Maybe that's something you can Maybe that's something you can train up, Frank. Maybe you can like build up to taking us, and it can eventually.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is a lot of walking. It would be convenient if I could teleport all of us at a time.
Hmm.
I mean, could we have that in real life? Because that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
That would be great.
The ability does not state, it just says you. So I would assume from that it is just you.
still probably overestimate it a bit and go, yeah, maybe someday.
It just means if we're ever in a situation like the Queen's Crypt again, and you need Reese to get somewhere or Fronia to get somewhere, you're able to just lift them and take them where they need to be.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to do that.
I like to think that any mention of throw them off a cliff, or like someone falls off a cliff, or my name just keeps parking up while I'm just rummaging through my box, my planters to getting the herbs. But I won't make my way back with like bundles in my arms of like whatever I can find that's still living and fresh and hasn't gone all shriveled or rabbit eaten ridden. I'm gonna take them over to the kitchen and chuck, just kind of look over at the pot that Reese is stirring with what would be his teaspoon? Teaspoon.
I like to think as you're walking back in the house, you catch the tail end of like Connell just saying, and then we throw Feronia.
Hey, Paul, you're not throwing me off anywhere. Jesus, I'll give you my hospitality, and you plan on throwing me away somewhere.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Yes.
Dickhead.
I'll like lean down to Feronia. I wonder if I could throw Connell now.
I'd like you to do that right now. Why don't you try it? Give it a go. I'll stir the... Then looks
Okay,
at it
here's
like,
the spoon.
it was meant to be soup, but I think it's more porridgey.
Porridge is breakfast food. It's fine.
Yeah. What? Give me front row seats. I want to see you try and throw Connell. Yeet him over. Yeet
He'll
Pebble
probably
Boy.
come in and go for some porridge.
Okay, Feronia, where's the window? Is there like a kitchen window that you can like see out of while you're starting? Okay.
So like the front door, the big yellow front door, there's like a double paned, like a double like shutter sort of thing. You can think of like a Disney princess sort of like little cottage sort of thing. Yeah, there's like a double window next to the door, and then kind of like as you walk into the room, like there's like the hearth of the fire, and that's where like the kitchen is. So as you walk in, that's where the good stuff is. That's where the grub is. But yeah, there's a window. There's definitely a window by the door.
Okay. I go like position myself to where like Feronia can see, like outside the window.
Connell's still chopping wood. He's just like, oh, hey, Reese.
Does Feronia even need wood anymore? I mean, she really doesn't. She
it's
hasn't
always
been
good.
back in a while.
Suppose it's always good to have it stocked up for the winter.
That's fair. Hey, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
How heavy are you?
Blah, 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 blah. That's not much.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in
Did you not
post.
roll for your heaviness? Fix it in post. We can edit that later. Oh god. Huh.
Why do you ask?
I like conceivably I do not know how big Reese actually is compared to Connell.
So, as a large creature, you'd be at least 10 feet tall. So,
10 feet tall, Jesus Christ.
yeah, you're big boy.
Oi.
Okay.
You're essentially double what you were before.
Right, which
Oh god, he can knock someone out with his big old tail.
11 4.
There you go.
Slide down the tail like Fred Flintstone.
How tall is Connell?
Connell's 6.
6. So I'm like 5 feet taller than you. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm just sizing up my paw, just like comparing paw to like how big like Connell is.
You're so fluffy right now.
And you're just as pointy as you've always been.
Uh-huh. Rock hard and ready to fight.
Can I throw you? Or try? Now that I'm this big.
You just see Connell turn to you and he's like these big, like, shining eyes, like, I have been waiting for this my entire life.
Rhódania's kind of cheering in the background, going, yeet, 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 yeet.
Yeet, yeet, yeet.
Yeet the rock! Yeet the rock!
Ever since Bob flung me at that monster one time, like, I just wanted to get thrown again. Yes, absolutely yes.
Guys, we're being raided again. Arts and Binks, welcome, dear friends. You just joined us in time as I think we're about to get the very first canonical casting of power word yeet on the channel. So perfect time to be joining us. Yes, welcome in.
I wonder how high we could get you.
Aim for the stars, my friend.
Team Rocket, that shit.
Okay, aim for the stars. Will fucking do. I cast enhance ability.
Uh-huh.
And give myself bull strength,
Uh-huh.
which is advantage on strength checks, and my carrying weight and capacity doubles.
So you're more
there's
than ready
that.
for this. Yeah.
Okay, I think we got a measure. So what if you carried the immovable rod, and when you're at the peak height, you activate it. See how high you are. This is terrible.
I like it. I like it. Reese, you're
People
talking
have
language.
The rod to Connell.
Be prepared to lose the rod. It's gonna be trapped in there in the sky, like, where the fuck?
I'll just throw Frike too.
Okay.
The couple that eat
Not at the same
together.
Not the same. If we lose it, I'll throw Frank. That's what I'm saying.
Hi everybody, this is Colin McGuinness and Reese of the Moon, and this is Jackass.
Literally.
Jackass. Oh god.
Dear.
I need to change this music up, don't I? Hang on.
This is not
Okay.
quite a PvP, but you know, yeah. Okay. All right, Connell, I think what if you just like step on my paws and you jump as I throw?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Connell he's like psyching himself up. He's like warming up. He's getting limber.
I've never done this before. How'd you do this?
It's almost like you have this. It's almost like you have this inner child screaming and saying, "You've got this! You've got this! Don't be defeated! You can't do this!"
Okay. Restart jumping around. Ah!
Connell's gonna run and he's gonna dash as well, like full speed to Reese. Yeah.
Okay. Reese like gets down into the squat, sees Connell coming, and like prepares. And as Connell like jumps into Reese's like paws, I suppose, it's like yeet him up. Power word yeet.
Okay, so few things have to happen here. So first of all,
make a parkour.
Reese, go ahead and make me a strength check with advantage.
Full strength.
And because
Come on.
you have been enlarged, add 5.
Okay. Well, one was a nat 1, and the other is a 5.
Oh,
So 10 plus strength check. Which I don't think Reese has like a lot of strength. So.
I swear to God, if you had failed, I can just imagine you just flinging him into the house. And that was my guess.
Reese has a -1 to strength. So
Okay.
-1, so 9.
so I'm not one to metagame, but I kind of want this to work. Do you have advantage? Do you have inspiration at the minute?
He was given an
Oh, I have 2 inspiration.
Yeah. So roll again at advantage. Hey Talia, you've just joined us as Reese is about to yeet Connell as high as he can into the sky. Just cause.
No, it's not just cause, it's for science.
We're taking a photo. This must be good.
Is that not 20?
It's a nat something.
Gotta be.
It's a nat something. That's for sure.
Oh boy.
Here we
Oh,
go.
boy.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. There you go. There you go.
Oh, folks, if you've got them in the chat, nat 20 emotes. Let them fly. Okay, so that's the first part of this passed. So from there, Connell, make me a dexterity saving throw. This is to see if you can position yourself in a way so that you can aim yourself. You're streamlining yourself to go straight up. A 4. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Excellent. So now roll me a d12.
This one's a 12. That was a 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get launched. You get about 30 feet up, and then you lose your composure, and you just start spinning in the air, getting higher and higher and higher. What do you do?
Connell's riding his high. He's not freaking out. He's just going.
Okay, roll me another d12.
10.
10, okay. Okay, so you go up, 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 and up, and the arc begins. You feel yourself beginning to slow down as the arc up comes to its climax at 130 feet. What would you like to do?
Once Connell feels like the weight kind of like gravity start taking effect, he's just gonna go click the immovable rod.
Okay, make me another dexterity. Just a dexterity check.
Can I go for acrobatics?
Sure, I'll allow it.
9.
9. Okay. So you feel it, and you go and you pull the immovable rod out, and as you open up your thumb to click the button, it slips out of your grasp.
Whoops.
And
We
you
lost
begin
it.
to fall. You begin plummeting down. What is anyone else doing anything at the moment?
If I can track the progress of the rod, I'll chase it.
I didn't actually press the button, did I?
No.
Yeah.
So the rod is also falling.
So it's currently a movable rod.
Yeah.
It's a kinetic rod.
Are there any big birds nearby?
You could turn into one.
Make a perception check.
Could turn into a big bird. That'll be a 13.
13. There's some little, like, pokey gliders in the trees. That's about it.
Speak with animals. Chat to the porky gliders. Help! Get the rods!
Don't
Don't
tell
get the
Connell,
Connell.
get the rod.
Is Connell falling near a tree?
You've gone straight up, so you're falling back down towards where Reese is.
I'll have my like arms out, like trying to like gauge where he's like coming.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to catch him?
Bend your knees! Bend your knees!
I bend my knees. Okay. And I'll try and catch.
Okay. So, following the rules as written, you fall at... let's have a look. I believe it's 100 feet per round. So, with Connell being about 30 feet from impact, does anyone else want to do anything? Because he's about to strike the earth.
Yeah, I am.
I cast enlarge on Reese to make him even bigger. In hopes that it'll help with the fall.
Oh boy! Okay, so
It's gonna be the himboest of all himbos.
so Reese takes a kaiju form. Okay, so
These sound like the porky gliders got the rod at least. That's priorities.
So the way that this plays out, Reese's form grows just as Connell impacts Reese. Reese, make me a dexterity check. This is just to see if you can catch him.
Dex check. That's it. Okay.
Sorry.
I've already rolled damage for this as well, so
That's a 5.
a 5. So with the growing, you think you've got your arms in the right place, just as Connell goes right through them into the
legs.
ground, impacting hard. Face first, Connell. 13d6 bludgeoning damage.
13d6.
It could have been a lot worse, but it's not great. It's 48 points of bludgeoning damage as you collide like a meteor into the ground. How are you looking, buddy?
Nice.
I'm still standing, Chief. I'm still standing, Coach.
How many left?
Oh no, Connell! And I'll do like healing word. Like Reese's paw is just like takes over all of Connell's body.
There's just like a there's just a Connell-shaped hole in the ground, and Connell climbs himself back up. Blood, like stalactite, kind of like hanging off, like bloody nose. And he's just like, that was amazing.
Reese doesn't hear that. He's healing you.
Uh-huh.
I forgot this was all Rhódania's idea as well.
6, by the way, everybody.
6 hit points that left you in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to take a lot more than fall damage to take me out.
You get 14 hit points back.
Nice.
I appreciate you.
As Reese like You know how cats will like pet you back? Reese will just like kind of like their pat for Connell.
And I like as you're patting him, I'm like, oh, giant toe beans.
See, this is a fun thing now. I'm just imagining now Feronia as a small creature, and Reese is technically gargantuan, I think? Or huge? I think it's huge.
Huge, yes.
Yeah. Like a literal near kaiju, like nearly a Tarask.
I'm just peeking over her house.
Yeah. Like, the Bone Devil would now be considered small against you.
Could have smacked the Bone Devil.
Did the Porky Gliders get the rod? Oh god, no, I can't do that. That's really bad. Oh, screw What?
it. This is a fun session.
Yeah.
Connell, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Another one. Oh no.
8.
Hair boobs.
An 8. Okay. You take 15 points of damage as the immovable rod, as you're getting out of the hole, clashes into the top of your head and bounces away.
Oh,
It's a good thing, Rachel, because I'm back down to 5.
Fucking Porky
Ju-
Gliders. Just angry at me.
for funsies, can I medicine check to see what I can do to help?
I just imagine Connell gets one of those like Looney Tune.
Oh.
Yep. Oh boy.
Oh god.
Yeah, you can roll medicine check if you wish. I'm not really sure. What?
Yeah, because I have a. Hang on, because I have a +8 with the wisdom score. That's a 21.
A 21. Medicine check. I'll say that one of the stalactites that's broken, like nearly broken fully off, you're able to like place it back in place and just wrap some tape around it.
Potter's
Just put a
glue,
bandage on
if
it.
I have Potter's tools. If I'm proficient in Potter's tools, let's just say I'm not. I'm kidding. But
Potter's tools.
Oh
Here's
god,
some
we
clay.
just get that scene from Ghost, but instead of a pot, it's Connell's head.
Oh, my darling.
It's the next stage of Ronald.
Oh, God.
yeah.
So that happened.
I am so
What?
sorry, Connell. Am I still like super
Yeah,
big?
how
Is
long
Frodo
does-
holding it?
How long does it last for?
A minute.
Yeah, up to a minute.
I'll say
Okay.
it starts to wear off at this time, so you shrink back down to your large size.
Oh no, Connell, I am sorry. Do you feel any better? No.
He's like rubbing his head after the rod like hit him, and he's just like, I wouldn't rush to do it again, but I would absolutely do it again.
I love
She'll
how we've
take
done
the
all
rod.
this after a long rest.
Yeah, exactly. She'll take the rod. We'll just put this away now.
Connor would like to-
do another healing word.
Connor would like the short rest if it's possible.
It's up to you guys. The day is yours. This is like, just after breakfast, so it's early morning.
Connell, have some porridge soup. It's a bit meaty. I mean, whatever I could find. But have a wee bit of that, and you can have a lie down if you want in my bed. It's a little bit, a bit small for you. It might smell a bit, but have that, and you'll be okay. Yeah, we'll just do our bits and shits.
Why is there Why is there 4 Rhódanias right now?
Oh no.
She cast mirror image.
I think he's a wee bit concussed.
Just
I heard Bob use that word
just
one time.
You're the
yeah.
worms
I
are
poke him
talking to
and
me.
give
I'm
him a
gonna-
word. He gets 7 points back.
I'm gonna shove a bowl of porridge soup into his hands and lead him to my smelly bed for him to lie down in. And just be like, "Do you need me to feed you, pal? Or are you okay?"
I'm okay. I'm okay. And like he like kind of like half slaps someone as my foot down his chin. He's just like, by the way, all the bugs outside were talking to me. That's weird. Some of the worms in the hole were saying, "What are you doing on the grind, Rockman?" If anything,
concussed.
if
Yeah.
anything, I feel like I belong.
I'm just gonna grab a spoon and just shove it in his mouth just to shut him up.
I
Like,
became
"Yes, shut up, Rockman, and get some rest. The more you talk-
I became one with the earth again. Like as an earth genasi, I was one in the earth in a hole in the ground.
Is that how?
could do it
is that how
again.
Earth Genasis are born?
I don't know. Ask my mom.
Why do I feel like there's going to be a birds and the bees conversation on a show?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask her.
A stones on the pebbles.
A stone in the pebble.
They'll just be
Dear.
writing in their maneuvers book. I'm assuming they rate everything on a scale of like 1 to 5 stars. She'll rate this as a 2-star, last resort. Do not attempt without supervision.
Use Connell as a meteorite.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Connell's magnificent
Connell.
meteorite.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, Connell's in bed. He's out of commission for the time being.
Yeah, you take an hour to take a short rest while the others finish the breakfast and clean up and assess that situation. If anyone else wants to take a short rest, they can, I guess. But, I mean, there's only really Reese that's done anything. I don't know if you can get spells back on a short rest.
I don't think so. I think it's only on a long rest, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
I know wizards get arcane recovery on a short rest. I think that's it. Wizards, best class.
Well, and warlocks, but
That's a funny way to say cleric, guys.
Only way to say druid.
Hmm.
Very close second, Mike.
Okay, so we flash forward to about lunchtime. Short rest completed. Things packed up. Rhódania, you've managed to pack some extra rations from the bits and bats that you've got from your kitchen, and yeah, the rest of the day is yours.
On that note, with picking some bits up, I'm going to go around the back of the house to, funny enough, see if I can get some parts of like the moon lotuses to kind of like propagate. See if there's any sort of like seedlings kicking about, put them in my pouch.
Sure.
And if there's any that I can spare, I want to get one and give it to Reese.
I mean, it's your garden. It's your rules.
Yeah. Don't know when I'm next going to be here, so. Pal, big boy.
little cat.
Hi, so I know we've made amends quite a few times, but I thought, seeing as you mentioned all the moon lady that you're pals with, I want to give you a wee present. It's my favourite, and I think it's quite fitting with you. And just kind of like takes out from under her robe a shimmering, kind of pearlescent moon lotus. It's got like shades of white and like blues and kind of lilacs in it. This is, well, I call it a moon lotus. There you go. See if you.
With his oversized paws right now. He's like, well, it looks like probably a big flower to Rhódania.
Oh yeah, Rhoda's like this.
Yeah, it's like rather small, like normal size. But oh, it's really pretty. Can you? I don't have a book, do I? No, I don't. Can you press this? I know you have a book.
Sure, I can press it for you. But you can also, like, I picked some extra bits from it, and I'm gonna try and propagate some on the road because, I always wanted to use this in like my drinks and that. But I know that I've used it sometimes when I've had a sore tummy, or I've been, well, I used to make it in a tea when I was very sad, so it would help me a wee bit, perk me up a bit. I thought, yeah, if you ever need a bit of perking up, I know how lonely things get, even when you're around a lot of people. But I'll press it for you, my friend.
Thank you, Rhódania.
And who knows, maybe we can make moon muffins one day.
Just kind of takes the flower and gets her book out. Just kind of opens it.
Yeah, I think this one's good.
You, if well, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna try and like hide it a little bit. But I like to think that, you know, if Reese sees, it's on a page where it's talking about big cats and meeting and like a little sketch of him on there. I'm just gonna like, there you go.
He doesn't see it. He's thinking about moon muffins. We have to add pearl powder to it and make them shimmery.
Yeah, that'll work. They're quite nice as well when you put the seeds on top. I think that's kind of pressed, but we'll leave it in there for a while. I've got more stuff, and like I said, maybe we can try propagating on the way. I've used to put them in little vials just to kind of like, you know, little moonflower pals. They're quite nice.
Did you get the seeds?
Yeah, I've got the seeds. I've taken some clippings off. I had a wee chat with them as well, and they're fine with me taking them. Because, you know, like, I'd like to ask for permission first before I take them.
You chatted with the flowers.
Yeah? Doesn't everyone?
Yeah. Everyone does.
Okay, that's good to know. I mean, Fronel, yeah. Well, Fronel, both of them, they were saying, like, Frank was saying yesterday that she was hearing animals, and Connell said he was hearing worms in the earth chatting, so, yeah. It won't be long before you start talking to animals or plants.
I already talked to the moon. I don't need to add one more absurdity to my repertoire.
Why would absurdity?
It's not
I'm
absurdity.
so hurt by that. It's like
Gift of gab, because I can do that.
I wish I could contest that.
I love Gift of Gab so much. Okay. Well, I already talked to the moon. I don't know if I need one more skill.
It's handy to know, but I suppose, like, I could be your interpreter. If you like. If you ever need to talk to the moon lotuses or any, I don't know, little pals we meet on the way. Littler pals. Oh.
I'm totally gonna abuse that power.
Okay. Is there anything in my garden that tickles your fancy, by the way? I never really properly showed you around, gave you a little tour. I do have some nice bushes.
While Connell's recovering, why don't you show me?
Okay. Brilliant. Go ahead.
I think During the hour, Frike will maybe take one of the pieces of wood still sticking out of the house and use that to carve something with her woodkeeper's tools. Woodkeeper. Wood carver! That's it.
The keeper of wood.
Another list of nouns. She'll maybe carve what her best impression of a mini replica of Connell's hammer.
Oh.
And at the end of the hour, she'll go and I made this while you were resting, and she'll hand it to him.
Oh shit, my.
Cute.
Okay, let's pretend this is the hammer. Oh hey.
Is that concussed? He probably has picked up something that.
Thanks, Frank. Whoa, this is amazing. It looks exactly like it. That's my hammer, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, since when did you do this? You're so talented.
I've only done it a handful of times, but I figured that was quite a fall, and maybe a little something to remember it Wagner would be.
Yeah, hindsight. That was quite a launch.
Yeah, it just maybe needs a few more careful practice runs before we put it in the book.
Yeah, I'm more of a ground guy. I'm never in the air, so when I was up there, I was totally out of my element.
Yeah, I can't even teleport up that high. It was crazy.
It was wild. I seen so far. It was crazy. And then I just seen the trees and the earth and everything was spinning, and there's a big impact. Although, I do think if I had my hammer ready, and if I used that momentum to hit something really big, it would leave a hefty ass mark.
Yeah. Well, not that I would wish for another enemy so soon, but yeah, next time.
Yeah, with all the convergence stuff affecting us every other day, I don't know how often we'll get someone else in the group to be big enough to throw me like that.
I've only ever been small. It's strange how that works.
Yeah, I can make myself bigger a few times a day, but it's just one of those things. But no, say, are you ready for the next leg of the journey?
Yeah, I am. She'll hold out her hand and maybe help him to his feet.
He takes the hand and gets to his feet.
Let's find the others.
Yeah. That's did you get your rod?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Rad. Oh, I'm gonna take some firewood for the journey.
Thank you, Noxie, for that subscription there. Every time someone subscribes to this channel, they get to nominate a player for the spin of Wheel of Chaos. And I believe there's only one player that hasn't had a spin tonight. So, with your permission, would you allow us to give a spin of the wheel to Rhódania? Being the last one left. Or you can nominate someone else. It's entirely up to you, Noxie. But we appreciate your subscription. Nonetheless. You're going to say them immediately. Of course. It will be done. So,
I knew it.
for the remainder of today's session, Rhódania, you Also, for the second time tonight, oops, all wisdom. You have a wisdom score of 20.
I'm smart.
I think that's really good for a druid, isn't it?
I'd like to think that all of a sudden, whilst I'm giving Reese the tour, I just kind of like almost like I have a eureka moment, and I remember like,
Oh yeah, I remember the name of this plant. It's called Vicidius pus. It has a bit of a pungent smell, but you know, it's good for like doing your nails, and I sometimes use it on my fur. Sometimes if you mix it with like oil, it doesn't smell as bad.
What kind of oil?
Well, it depends. Sometimes I just use whatever oil out of like any of the nuts that fall out the trees. Like a cocktail oil. Cocktail.
Fronia.
holy shit!
Oh boy.
Oh no!
Ah!
See, you
Oh
you
boy.
mad person.
Oh no. Oh no. We've been down this road before.
We're not gonna do it. We're not doing it.
No! No!
No.
No! No! No!
Oh boy.
No,
And
no,
McClover as
no.
well. Oh boy. That's 14 gift subscriptions right there.
No dragons! No bone devils! No Tarrasques!
Oh boy.
No, we're not doing it.
Guys, thank you so much. That is incredibly generous of you. Oh boy. Like, this happened the first time we did the Wheel of Chaos, and it nearly TPK'd the group. Oh god. Will you allow us to forego the... Oh god, there's another one. Jeez Louise.
Have to do it.
We can't do 15 spins of the wheel.
We can do half today, then half next week.
What about just
No.
one more each?
No, here's the thing. If it gets... It's like 45 out of 50. If it gets to 50, we do another one. Each.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it is getting us that
shit.
amazing
Oh,
hype
shit.
train.
Oh, surely we won't reach that goal.
Oh, well, it's coming, isn't it?
Quick, don't play fast enough. They might not.
Hype!
Oh, you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, that is a very good point from Sneaky Rogue Thief. It should be fine as long as no one does a wild magic surge.
Yeah, technically it's just rolling on the wheel, right? It doesn't summon creatures
Well-
or anything.
A wild magic surge is one of the options. And there we go.
All right.
Okay, I guess we're all getting one each.
Naughty.
Guys, thank you so much. This is incredible. All right, we'll quickly do one more spin for everybody, and then because of everyone's generosity, before we cut to our break, we'll do something really special.
Not a wild magic surge.
I'm terrified.
No. This will be fun. So, first of all, spin of the wheel. So we're just one more for everybody. God, the alerts are ringing in my head. I have it muted for the stream, but in my head they're just. Okay, concentrate. Okay,
Level
so
5.
yeah,
Fucking hell.
like level 6 now. You guys are absolutely destroying us right now. Like, holy shit.
Holy crap.
Thank you so much. You've more than
Never seen a
doubled
hype train
our
this time.
subscription level right now. Ah! Everyone was ready to fuck. So,
Suborgy.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. So, one more spin for everybody.
Oh god.
First of all, Feronia, for the rest of today's session, you get a long rest on command. Just
Wait.
once, but that is a good one to have.
Time to use all my spell slots. Waste them. Then
I mean,
do
you
it
can do.
myself.
It is a good option to do so. It does last only until the end of this session, so
Okay.
keep that in mind. Connell, for today's session, you will... Oops, all wisdom as well! You have a wisdom of 20. Some very wise
smart.
characters tonight. Frike, for the rest of today's session, you... I'm a wild magic surge! So we'll get to that in a minute!
Oh no.
Here we go.
Forgot about that.
And
So you're
no.
not fighting another wormling.
last but certainly not least, Reese, for today's session, you...
Make me
Oops,
bigger.
all strength to go with your big size. You have a strength score
Where
of
was-
20.
Where was that earlier? Where was that?
Yeah,
Huh?
I know. I mean, to be fair, that could have
Reese.
made things a lot worse for you.
Yeah.
Reese is now the himbo of the group.
Literally. Okay, so that's wisdom for Connell. You guys can refresh your character sheets in a moment.
Okay.
Just do this last one for Reese. That is a good boost for your strength
Yeah.
stat.
Oh my!
Noxie!
Oh my god. I have no
Can
words.
someone
Boy.
I don't do Twitch. Can someone explain to me how you like this is just happening? Like, are these like new people
Because-
watching at the moment? or-
Noxie's from my
So-
community.
Gift subscriptions go by everyone that's watching, or if everyone's already subscribed, it'll go by like the last people to tune in to the channel. So like people that might have watched us last Wednesday that are not watching tonight will be receiving some of these. But Noxie, thank you so much. Let me do you a shout out at the very least. Jesus, this is amazing. Thank you so much. And yeah, that is... Oh boy. What did you do? What did you do, Noxie? Well, first of all, we'll find out as... can I have a D100 from Frike, please?
You got it.
Let's have a look. Let me
Frank,
get the
summon
mug
the bone
table
daddy.
up.
I'm kidding.
Don't you fucking dare.
Don't do it. Don't. Please don't.
fine, you're
22.
22. Oh, God.
No bone
This
daddy,
would-
No dragon.
So, not the worst thing you could have rolled. Almost as if you'd done a free charge of Blessing of the Raven Queen for the next minute. Next minute, you have resistance to all damage.
Oh my god.
Hey.
So that would have been...
Dude. I'm gonna punch Frank.
Wow.
Oh my god. Reese is really doing everything Rhódania says today. Yeet Connell, punch Frank.
Oh my days.
Yeah, my little puppet.
Oh God.
Reese is the himbo. He's not supposed to be smart.
So, oh God, the alerts are still ringing in my head.
Why don't you mute them?
Because I need to be able to hear when they happen. Well, we're halfway through a level 7 hype train now, which is probably the
even
most
feel
we've
it.
ever had. This
Most
is
I've ever
insane.
seen ever.
Yeah, thank you so much, all of you. Mwah. So, I did say something special, which I was going to save for a later session, but just before we cut to our break, let me change up the sound set here. Let's have a look.
I'm worried.
It's not on there. Let me just check the other one. Let's go for... I don't have it here either.
We're going to take this moment to thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys. How are
Yeah.
y'all doing?
If you
I'll tell you
haven't
what.
given us a follow already, make sure you do it now.
You don't want to be an asshole enough, fellas.
Right. This one has like dock sound effects on it, so just ignore those. But it's the music more than anything. Feronia, make me a perception check.
Oh fuck! Oh no! Oh no! Please, no, I don't have any. It's an 8.
An 8. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
I'd have inspiration, but I don't.
just getting ready to set off for the rest of the day. You just go back to the flowers around the back, just to get one last look at your little flowers. Connell, with your passive perception of 19, you look over.
It's 23 now, bitch.
Oh shit! Yeah, with 23, you absolutely notice. You see this it's almost like glitter falling in the flowers around Feronia, but it's like red. And as it gets a bit fuller and fuller, Feronia, you do realise, and it's really pretty, and you sort of look, and it's going on, landing on your claws. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, you all see this square of translucent energy form around Feronia in the form of a force cage.
Oh. Nice.
Feronia, from your perspective, you can't hear outside this force cage. Everything's silent. You press against it, you can't push through it. It's solid.
Immediately, Connell's running and he's like, Feronia! And he's like bashing the force cage with his hammer to try and like crack open.
You hit it as hard as you can, nothing happens.
Yeah, Reese does like smash all the way down. Since he's right there.
Immovable rod.
You all lay into this. Feronia trying to, from the inside, nothing happens. The next thing that happens is you hear laughter from behind you. And you turn and you see two figures standing on the road behind you.
Fuck's sake.
Prepare for trouble
No.
and make it double.
Oh my god.
No.
As you see two tieflings stood back to back
Of course they're teeth.
to protect the realm from devastation, to unite all realms, all races within our nation, to denounce the evils of orc and elf, to extend our reach to Demethrin itself. Jennifer, Jack, Team Fuck It, blast off with all of their might. Surrender now, or prepare to fight. And then immediately from behind them, this imp flies forward. Ralph, that's right.
Oh my god.
One of the figures steps forward, points at you all. Our quest for power knows no limit. We'll make sure our enemies submit. From the caves of dwarves to the castles of kings, our fame and fortune will only spread its wings. With our cunning and wit and our magic spells, we'll be unstoppable just like the hells. The other one steps forward, hand extended towards you all. So heed our warning, O adventurers bold, or suffer the wrath of our grip so cold. We'll make you pay with interest high. We'll leave you with nothing but a mournful cry. For we are Team Fuck It, and we'll take what we please, whether by force or sometimes by sleaze. And when the dust settles and the battle's done, you'll know that we are the ones who won. And they both start laughing as we go ahead and take our 5-10 minute break.
Fucking Pikachu.
Jesus Christ!
Blast off again, bitch!
That's me.
So,
Yeah,
fucking
Rudy,
figure it, that
Pikachu.
was excellent.
Actually, it's more like this is me. Pissed off.
God.
so
Oh god.
do stick around after we take our 5-10 minute break to find out what Team Fuck It have in store for the Wyld Ones.
Wow.
I can't believe he team rocketed us. After the Pokemon anime finishes.
Oh, you evil man!
Well, you'll just have to stick around to find out what happens. See you in 5-10 minutes, guys. Hello, friends. My internet just died there, so it seems to be okay. Please let us know in the chat if this is working, just so.
Hershey, Team Rocket, Hershey.
But yeah, There's no music yet because I turned it off. So that's fine. But yes, welcome back. Sorry about that. Stream is still loading. Maybe I'll refresh. I don't know. This hasn't happened before. We'll just give it a few minutes. Let me put the thingy music on. Is the music working?
There's a love triangle happening in the chat.
Hello,
Okay.
test.
Okay.
Can you all hear
Sure.
us?
Testicles.
Art thou ready to fuck?
You always use
Okay,
protection.
Okay. Let me reload. I think Sirenscape crashed off. That's one of the issues.
Okay, Grim can see us.
That's good. Oh, apparently we're streaming. That's good.
Yay.
Yay!
We're professional.
And okay, the music's playing for me. Can you all hear the music?
No.
No.
I can't.
Really?
Nope, not yet.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
It's showing as playing in the call. Huh.
Maybe we should hop back in.
Yeah, we could refresh on our end.
Oh, hang on. Pesky, it's clearly Team Fuck It has
How dare they?
Yeah.
messed with our stream.
We can make our own musics. Oh, I
Make your own kind of music.
Music.
play it on here.
All right, hang on. I think I
Okay.
know what the problem is with Sirenscape, so let me just amend that.
There we go.
There we
I was
go.
getting a video ready to play the Pokemon music.
we're
Pokemon Blue,
good.
though.
We're good.
Beatbox the rest of the session.
Okay.
Thanks for sticking around, everybody.
Yes,
Kiss
no,
every
we
single
really,
one of you.
we really appreciate
Mwah.
it. Thank you so much.
Mwah.
Muffins in the chat for you all.
Yes.
I
Take
had
a bite out of my
some
muffin.
I had some Pokemon battle music prepared, and I can't find it now in the
That's what broke the
chaos.
stream.
Yeah.
Potentially. So it's
That
fine.
intro was
Charlie.
too epic.
I mean, you guys didn't see it, but I was doing some amazing Pokemon music while we were on break, so maybe I can contribute to it,
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. Right, so, friends, welcome back. Sorry for the little delay there, but we shall make up for lost time as we rejoin the Wyld Ones, as they have been accosted by a pair of tieflings and an imp that seem to have encapsulated Rhódania in a force cage and introduced themselves as Team Fuck It. So they stand there laughing at you maniacally. Well, Jack, I believe this could be our biggest heist yet. I've never even seen a familiar such as that. Oh, yes, Jennifer. This could be the best familiar we've caught thus far.
You're about to get familiar with my butt if you don't get her out of that cage.
Oh, look at that. The rock boy is talking all big and wonderful.
Oh, if you
Well-
want to get big, I'll get big.
Shall we give him a little treat, shall we? Yes, I believe so. And he pulls out this small stone from his belt and throws it as there's a flash of light and where the stone was, there is now a giant constrictor snake.
Oh my god.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And the little imp flies forward next to it. We'll be taking our familiar now, if you don't mind. It's best not to get in our way.
How about not?
I'm sorry. He just sounds like fucking Atkins. I can't.
So, what would you like to do?
Guiding bolt this bit.
Okay, you're going to cast Guiding Bolt? Who are you going to cast it at?
I don't. What are their names?
Jennifer and Jack.
Jennifer and Jack. And there's
I'll
an
go
imp
for,
and a giant constrictor snake as well.
Who was just talking?
Well, Jennifer and Jack were sort of talking between them.
Best not get in our way. Was that?
That was Jack.
Okay, guiding bolt at Jack.
All right, roll to hit.
Okay. $18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cool.
And else just rocking out to the poker music.
Okay, 12 points of radiant damage.
Oof. 12 points of radiant damage.
Let her go. Okay.
And with that, guys, let's roll initiative. There we go. Let's change this up. Actually, no. Let's put this music on. This is. It's not Pokemon music, but it's near Pokemon music.
12.
12 for Frike.
19. Oh, sorry.
19.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Connell.
13.
13 for Rhódania.
11.
11 for Reese. Okay. So we've got. What is that?
Mike.
Fronia, how does it feel being Pikachu?
Aronia Faronia?
Okay, so top of the initiative round is Connell.
All right. So, giant constructor Ekans is in front of me. Connell is going to run up, use bonus action. I guess it's X attack, Giant's Might, as he's going to go for a slash. Or is it? Yeah, it's slash. It's slash with a sword. So let's see. What am I rolling?
Connell, use cut.
Connell's using slash because it's got a critical hit chance.
Dork.
Fucking let's go. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Folks, if you got them in the chat, which you should all do now because of all those bloody subs.
Love it.
So it's max damage
So-
plus a normal roll of the dice without the modifier.
Max damage. So that's an 8 starting off with an extra 8 on top plus 4. So that's 20 points of slashing damage.
And that's to the snake, yeah?
The snake. The next hit with the hammer is only a 11. I don't think it beats the AC of snake.
No, that misses. But a brutal first opening strike.
And you know what? I'm going to follow up using Fire Spin and get this into the Fire Rune.
Of course.
Connell's
It's super
definitely become a
effective.
Pokemon now. He's a rock type.
Connell.
Connell. Actually,
What
no.
if episode.
Actually, no. I'm not going to do Fire Rune. I'm not going to do
Okay.
Fire Rune yet.
Okay.
And that's Connell.
Okay. Following on from Connell, it is Jack's turn. What's Jack gonna do? Let's have a look here. Okay. So Jack's going to rush forward towards Connell and is going to make 2 strikes with a blade that appears out of nowhere. Move these dice out of the way. First attack is a... I think that's going to hit. That is a... Where is it? A 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Okay, so that is... that's 9 points of slashing damage on the first hit.
Cool. 9 points.
Second hit's only going to be 13 to hit.
So he's run up with the second blade. The first one gets him. Connell kind of like forces the other one out of the way.
Okay. Clash of the blades, and he just smiles at you. I don't think you understand. We're Team Fuck It. We do as we please. And that familiar is ours. That brings us to Rhódania.
Shit, I'm in a box. I can't get out, so I'm assuming that none of my spells I can't use out of the box. Anything I use is stuck within the box.
Listen, Pikachu always finds a way out of that fucking cage. You can't.
No. I've got plans. Don't worry.
Let's have a look. Let me have a look here. Prevents these.
No one can hear me say anything, so I don't know.
Make me a quick Arcana check.
20!
Natural 20. Folks, if you've got them in the chat, spam the hell out of them. This could be the most nat 20s we've had in the session. I'm here for it.
Sorry, I went gremlin mode there a little bit.
With a natural 20, there's something that feels very familiar about the arcane that surrounds you at the moment. You feel like any spells you try and cast would not break through.
Ah, fucking fucked.
But, on the other hand, if spells and things cannot pass through, then you are pretty well protected right now. That's one way of looking at it.
Okay. In that case,
Fuck, can't use my shiny shit. I'm gonna, oh dear.
and then she just kind of very reluctantly takes her, takes the sickle out and just starts trying to like fucking bash at it as much as she can.
Okay.
That was gonna work. An 18, does that hit?
You bash as hard as you can and nothing seems to happen.
Fucking piece of shit.
I'm just gonna like, for my movement, I'm literally just gonna be circling this little box.
Yep. Just pacing around in circles.
Like,
Fuck.
It is transparent, so they can see you doing that.
would you allow me as my bonus action to take a sip of my wild brew?
Sure, why not? Go ahead and give me a D100.
Let's see if I can cause some mayhem with those fuckers. I don't want that dice. I want this one. That would be a 43.
43. Okay, so with a 43, so this is interesting because spells and magical effects cannot pass through. So this is a 20-foot cube. So only within the 20 feet underneath your feet, roots spring out of the ground and circle around your feet as the area is now difficult terrain. So you're spinning in circles at half your movement speed.
You're in a show, man.
Sorry, I tried to help.
But of course, all they hear is.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, that brings us to Frike.
Okay, Jack is going for Connell, so, vicious battle axe time. It's a nat one. I'm gonna use
Sure.
my inspiration.
So many crits tonight.
Oh, yes, that's a 22. Okay, so a couple things now.
Is this
I
on?
didn't-
This is on Jack.
On Jack, so
Okay.
I'm behind him, so I think I'm flanking. I didn't roll a 20 on my attack roll. Okay, but I will spend a key point to go for a stunning strike,
Okay.
and he needs to make a con saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Natural 2.
That is a fail. He's stunned until end of my next turn.
Good to know.
Fuck yeah.
And rolling damage for that?
Oh yes.
You don't have to, but yeah.
Whoops. Okay. It's just 1d10. 10 max damage, 10 points of slash.
He's not looking good.
And I think that's it.
Okay, that's it. That brings us to the giant constrictor snake,
Oh fuck.
who... Let's have a look here. Just slides along the floor and lashes out at Connell, being the initial target. That's an 8 to hit.
I like to imagine Connell, like, as it like tries to like bite Connell, Connell grabs it like between the mouth.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's like, that's it. That's it for his turn. Reese.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna point at Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to say to her, "What you call an owl wearing only one croc? A hoot and a half." And I'm going to cast hideous laughter.
Okay. Is that a wisdom save?
That's such a good.
Yep.
Okay, wisdom save coming at you.
Thanks, I thought of it myself.
That
So dumb,
is
but so
Thanks, I
good.
used my brain.
that's an 11.
That's a fail.
Okay.
Oh, amazing.
A creature of your choice that you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls into fits of laughter if the spell affects it. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration.
Okay.
At the end of its turns and each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. On a
Good to
success,
know.
the spell ends.
All right. So she hears it and like, and she just falls prone, clutching her stomach, laughing hard at this joke. Okay. Anything else?
I should probably mark that as cast. Okay. That was one thing. Can I do... Hold on. I am so sorry. I need to figure out what I can do on bonus action. Okay, on a bonus action, I'm going to harness divine power, and I am going to regain one of my level 2 spell slots.
Amazing. Okay.
And then that's it. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. That brings us to Jennifer, who is currently incapacitated. Laughing hysterically, she will attempt to come out of it with a wisdom save. That is a 16. So she succeeds, but spends her turn stopping laughing, and she remains prone. So that's good. Which brings us to Routh. That's right. As this tiny little mangy imp with like a coin on its forehead flaps forward and flies towards Reese. And is gonna try to sting you with its pointed tail. That is gonna be a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 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 So that is 3 points of piercing damage, and I'd like you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And a Constitution save. My die!
No.
That Constitution saving throw is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, so you succeed. So it's 13 half to 6 points of poison damage, and you are not poisoned. So you feel like this surge of something in your system, but you manage to shrug it off. And that brings us back to the top of the round. Connell.
All right, so quick refresh of the battlefield. The snake is in front of me. Jack is stunned.
Mm-hmm.
But Jack's also beside me. Jennifer is prone near Reese, and
Jennifer's prone near you, I believe. In fact, no, I don't think she I don't think she moved at all, so she's a little bit further back. She didn't get a chance to move. So she's a bit further back.
Meowth is somewhere.
Routh is over by Reese. The snake and Jack are by you.
Okay.
Let's not get a copyright strike here.
So, you're already so deep into the stage patch. Yeah, that's second first, same as the first. Connell's going to go with another slash with the sword.
Okay.
14 plus 7, 21 to hit.
And that is on Jack, yeah?
Oh, sorry, the snake.
Oh, and the snake. Yeah, well, it definitely hits.
Yeah, cool. 1d8. So that's 4 plus 4. That is 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And as he does that, as he slashes the snake, he's gonna whip down and drop the hammer on James.
Okay.
That is 17 plus 7. That is 24 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Rad. So that is 7 plus 4. That is. Wait, I get advantage of that because he's stunned.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Rad. Okay, I'm gonna re-roll just in case of crit. I don't crit. Okay, moving
Okay.
on. So that was 7 plus 4. That is 11 points of bludgeoning damage. As
Okay.
I bonk Jack in the face.
With 11 points of damage, tell me how this goes down.
As Jack's kind of like seasoned and writhing, Connor's just gonna kind of underswing it and kind of like lift him up as he like smashes into his ribs and just kind of like swing him and launch him in the air.
And as he does, he lifts up into the air and you hear him scream, "Ah!" as he's engulfed in flames and just shoots into the ground and vanishes.
And as that happens, does any notable change happen to the cage?
No.
Okay. And because it's been a long time since I've actually remembered to do two-weapon fighting, Connell's going to go with his bonus action to go for an attack on the snake again.
Okay.
That's 8 plus the 7 to hit.
8 plus a 7 to hit.
It's 15.
15. And that is on the snake, did you say?
Yes.
Just misses.
Oh, damn. Alright, that is Connell.
Alright. Now, it would have been Jack's turn, but he has been sent back to the hells. So, Rhódania.
Oh, she's in a huff right now. Just getting really pissed off. She can't hear. No one else can hear, but she's swearing her fucking balls off. Well, if she had balls. Swearing her tail off? I don't know.
That works.
Swearing her two beans off? I think, like, she's gonna give it another go with her re-sickle. I mean, you know, give it the college try. Does a dirty 20 hit?
You hit it as hard as you can, and you make contact with it, but nothing happens.
Fuck! Just gonna keep chilling. No
Okay.
point in doing anything else.
No worries. That brings us to Frike.
Immediately forgot her name. Jennifer. Still prone?
Still prone.
Okay. Like to spend a key point, to have that key field attack on deck. Go for more of an unarmed strike. Walk up to her, grab her hair, and smash her face into the ground.
Okay.
For the first attack.
Make that attack with advantage.
See. Oh yeah, that'll help. I think. 17?
17 hits.
Alright, so make that attack. And then, for a grand total of 3 bludgeoning damage. But before I make the next attack, grip her hair and go, open the cage! And can I intimidate?
Yeah, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
15!
15. She rolled a 6.
Oh!
So you pull her face up as you say it, and you look, and she's like bleeding from a bust nose. Difficult to see with her like crimson red skin, but she clicks her fingers, and suddenly the force cage around Rhódania disappears as you hear a ack. Like,
And for good
The-
measure, make that extra attack.
yeah, you hear like the second half of one of Rhódania's many fucks.
Let's see. Ooh, that's a dirty 20!
Dirty 20, go ahead and roll damage.
For a grand total of 7 more bludgeoning damage.
7 bludgeoning damage. Okay. Mashing her face into the floor. Anything else? Okay. That brings us to the giant constrictor snake, who is going to try again at Connell. Oh boy, that's a 9 to hit. Not having much luck here. Maybe perhaps they bit off more than they could chew. Reese, what you got?
It's a bit dumb. I see that Rhódania is out of her cage, out of her prison. I'm gonna turn around to Frike, hold her up, and I'm going to charge, and I'm gonna kick her.
Yes.
Oh shit, okay.
No, not you.
Oh, Jennifer.
Oh, you just assumed it was going to be you.
No, just made sure that you were good and out of your prison.
Coming
Yeah,
out
anyway,
of the
I'm going to
cage.
charge.
Got me down.
And like
Oh my
American football, I'm going to like try and punt her.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. I don't know. What am I doing? That is an unarmed attack, right?
Yes.
Unarmed strike. Oh yeah, I have all max strength right now.
You
Like,
do?
Why is that so
Very
high?
true.
Uh-huh.
Which I'm gonna need.
What'd you get?
13. Yeah.
13. Jennifer's AC is 14.
Oh.
He's still getting the hang of this large body.
I miss. I kick myself out from under myself, and I like fall next to her.
Uh-huh.
I wish I could give a gab. It's fine.
With a large thud, you land on the floor next to her.
Okay. Okay. Well, for a shit, what's that bonus action? I suppose. Ow, that hurt. You try next time, and I'll give Frike Bardic Inspiration.
All right. A D6?
Wait. Fuck, I already went past. I have one more inspiration I can use.
I mean, you want to try again? If you want to use it.
Gonna gift of gab. Okay, that's a 25.
25 definitely hits.
Fuck, man.
I totally forgot I had it. Inspiration. Okay, cool. Unarmed strike is 6 points of damage.
6
Is that
points of
100?
damage.
Bludgeoning.
Get her right in the stomach, and she flies back like 15 feet and tumbles onto the ground.
Give Frike a high five.
And that's how you do the Bardic Inspiration.
That's how I do the Bardic Inspiration.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Top Gun high five.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to Jennifer, who's looking pretty rough. What's she gonna do here? Let's have a look. Okay, so she uses half a movement to get back up and pulls out a hand crossbow and aims directly at Reese. I'll get you for that one. And she fires. That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You take 7 points of piercing damage as an arrow just lands into your like shoulder.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Ralph. Well, Ralph is gonna. Technically, he should have had an opportunity attack against Reese earlier, but I'll overlook that. And he'll fly over and take an attack now. As he lashes out once again with his stinger. With a 10.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't fit. We're good.
Totally misses. Not even worth it. Back to the top of the round with Connell.
All right, still dealing with the snake. I want to go balls to the walls. So Connell's going to attempt to. Connell's going to use a tavern brawler strike using his shield as the weapon, and an attempt to get the snake in a headlock.
Interesting. Okay.
Rad. Let's go. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Right. Attack number 1. That's 10. That ain't gonna hit. Pants. I don't do it.
It's very, like, it's coiling out of the way. It's very agile as it manages to duck and dip and dive and dodge out of the way of your shield.
The 5 Ds of dodge and shields.
Yep.
No, it's only if I hit something. No worries. That's my turn.
That brings us.
And they do nothing.
That brings us back to Feronia.
I'm going straight into my starry form now.
Straight into
With
your starry
much
form.
zest. Yeah. And with that,
As you do that, Jennifer looks up and, oh my god, it's evolving.
Mega evolving.
I like to see you evolve into this, and then I'm gonna produce flame, but cast it right in her face if I can.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yes.
But you can just imagine like Sailor Mars doing the whole thing. So that is okay. Does a 23 hit?
23 hits.
Cool. Where's my D8? So, 5 points of fire damage.
5 points. As you see the flames trickle across her face, as they subside, you see she's actually smiling, as the flames don't seem to have as much of an effect as you would have realized.
Fuck, she's hot stuff. Okay, fuck.
Okay, so I've done my star form, so that's my bonus action. I've done my cantrip. I'm going to just stand upon my viney shit, just kind of looming over her. Just all sparkly in that.
Okay. No worries. That brings us to... Let's swap the music back over. Frike!
Right, just double checking something.
Oh no, she's hot. Feronia, probably.
I did kind of say that.
Alright. Different idea. Taking out the whip. Going to aim it at Rouse with the intention of lassoing him.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Cool.
Basically, I want to go for the Pedro Pascal edit.
Oh.
Okay.
Ride you all night long, baby.
Hey, sexy lady.
Like you flow.
So remind me, is that a roll to hit? Or is that save?
It is, but it's an 8.
It's an 8. You have Bardic Inspiration. You can add a D6 to it.
Yes. So that's 13? 14? I think it's 14.
Its AC is 11.
Yes!
Okay.
And if I lasso it, I want to try and launch it at Jennifer. So, like, lash and then whiplash.
I'll say that you can do that as your bonus action. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that'll work. Oh,
Um,
but first, the damage
yes, do the damage first.
for slashing.
For slashing damage. So for the bonus action, do me an unarmed strike, but do it with
Okay.
advantage.
Yes. Interesting.
This is what I love about like DMing for you guys, because you come up with these really creative ideas, so I have to like on the spot homebrew rules, and it's great.
Is the
Keeps me on my toes. A 13. I'm gonna say that hits. So with that, go ahead and roll me a d6 of bludgeoning damage and add 3.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, it's a 5 bludgeoning.
5 bludgeoning damage. As Routh lands directly into Jennifer, she grabs hold of it and pushes it to one side. You can see she's really not doing so good right now. Anything else?
All right, that's my turn.
Okay, that brings us back to the snake, who is going to go once again for Connell.
You may try.
That is better. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
So as the snake's lunging towards Connell, Connell's just like, not today, as the clouds kind of erupt from Connell, and like it bites the clouds, but it actually, like, clouds kind of appear before Ralph and takes a bite out of him instead.
Oh shit.
Using my cloud rune that I haven't gotten to use because we've only fought single targets lately. Okay, so that's it's making him. So whatever damage would have been dealt to Connell is dealt to the imp.
Dealt to the imp. Okay. Woof. A vicious bite to the imp. The imp is looking real rough right now after that. And I believe.
Sneaky.
Well, actually, because of the nature of this attack, following the bite, it instinctually wraps itself around the imp, and the imp is now constricted and restrained.
Hey.
That's a wrap.
And it can release it on its next turn. It might not make that though. Which brings us to Reese.
Okay, I look at Jennifer, who is a little bit further away now, and with a smirk, I cast Guiding Bolt. Not even a word, just Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
At second level, because
Second level.
oh no,
Oh, what is that?
that's a 2 on the die, so that's a 6.
A 6. Boom. Just careens off to the side.
That would be my luck. That would be my luck.
Anything else?
I don't think I can do anything else.
All right.
Yeah, no, we're good.
So that will bring us back to Jennifer, who. Wow. Shit. She throws the hand crossbow to one side and pulls her scimitar out and lunges forward with 2 attacks, one for Frike and one for Connell. So first one for Frike. Oh, that's not going to hit. That's an 11 to hit.
Miss.
And for Connell, natural 20. If you've got them, folks, spam them in the chat.
Not for
So
us.
that is...
But that bitch.
So that's 12 points of slashing damage to Connell. She just like screams in your faces, like blood pouring from her face. Which brings us to Routh, who looks very rough and is constrained, so he can't do jack shit. Which brings us back to Connell.
Connell, after taking a hefty hit from Jennifer, is gonna go. Just gonna crick his neck and say, "Okay, you get one." As he swings his hammer and gets a 15 on the dice.
On Jennifer?
Sorry, 8 plus 7, 15.
Is that on Jennifer, yeah?
On Jennifer, yeah.
That hits.
Rad. So the hammer does 4 plus 4, which is 8 points of bludgeoning damage, following it up with sword attack. Oh my god, how did I do that? I rolled the dice, it bounced and landed on top of another dice.
Wow.
I'm gonna roll that again because it was cocked as hell. Oh my god. Right. Okay, it doesn't do it. That's 11 to hit with that attack.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for 2-weapon fighting and go for another attack. That's better. That is 11 plus 7 to hit, which obviously hits.
It hits, and she's got 1 hit point, so... Tell us how this goes down.
Yeah, as he sees like Jennifer kind of like being all faint, he's gonna just like kind of like grab her by the scruff and go thunk and knock her out.
As you bonk her with the hammer, she goes like wobbly for a second, then stops, looks directly at Connell. Looks like Team Fuckit's pissing off again, as she is enshrouded in flames and dragged down to the 9 hells. As the snake and the imp, all coiled up together, are also pulled from this realm. And the scene goes quiet.
What a fucking bitch.
The fuck was that about?
I don't know.
Strange.
I mean, I know I'm more pretty and stuff, but that was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
What is this about you're a familiar? Like that makes no sense to me.
Because they look Amino-like, that's why. Maybe, I don't know. They're weirdos. Bunch of
Didn't
freaks.
deserve that.
I know.
Maybe. I mean, they were after Rhódania. They were able to capture her in a cage without us, any of us having any idea where they were coming from. Maybe they're, I don't know, trying to bring her back to the kingdom or something.
Has anyone heard of this duo before?
What were they called? I couldn't hear anything in the box.
Team fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck
that.
that.
We did.
You can all make a history check if you like.
Oh, okay.
God, how do they keep
I'll be
doing
a
that?
14.
14? Okay.
That's a
11.
That's a flat 9.
Flat 9. So is 14 the highest? Okay. I'd
Yeah,
say
sorry.
only just 14 was the DC, just to get any information. Feronia, you, now that you think about it, you heard that name. Like, there's a reason why that name stuck in your head before when you've heard it, because obviously it's a very unique name, shall we say. You heard something about a group of people, like maybe some sort of guild or something, some organization that was set up and attempting to steal familiars that belong to wizards all across the land, and collect them. It's like some seedy organization with some sort of leader at the top that is, you know, shrouded in secrecy, trying to steal people's fey-like familiars. You get the idea they must have mistaken you for one.
Pals, these guys aren't good.
And then I reiterate to that because I can't be. I'm just thinking of something.
Of course.
Basically,
I mean,
yeah, they thought I was special, but really I'm not.
When I've been traveling with a wizard.
I don't know, they're a bit
We
stupid, it
were.
seems.
Not very
We were.
smart.
Who?
Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, they must have been following us quite a while then.
I thought Bob was just a science man.
You did all like
But-
sciencey shit.
he did magic.
I thought it was just a really good maths.
That's all magic is. It's really good maths.
Well, he's a whiz with
No wonder
math.
Frank's not a spellcaster.
Oh dear.
Well, let's just hope we don't bump into them again.
Maybe
Yeah,
we're getting
I'm sure
a
that's a lot.
reputation.
I'm sure that's the last we've seen of Team Fuck It.
Right, is there's any way I could disguise myself? I don't really want them to think that I'm,
I've got a
hat.
disguise kit. I know how to use it.
oh. But what would I look like? What? Oh God, what are you going to turn me into?
I could just dye your fur.
Like my fur makes me unique.
You said you wanted to be different looking, so
I was thinking maybe like wearing a different flower in my hair or something. Throw them off guard. Like, no, she's got a blue flower. She can't be Feronia.
I mean, they also seen your like Magnus Opum with the whole Sparkle Princess thing.
Yeah.
Someone special.
No, I'm not.
we already knew that.
Your Majesty shall bow.
All I am is just a princess, okay? Nothing special.
Being a princess is
Even-
pretty special.
And even then, it might just been a nickname my mum called me. Princess, you know? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
My name's Feronia, not Flora anymore. At least not for the time being, anyway. That's my name.
And just kind of like slumps down on the lawn.
I use prestidigitation, which I can make a non-magical trinket for literally 6 seconds. Make like a little crown, and I'll just like put it on Feronia.
Sake.
Princess. And I'll walk away. And it disappears like 6 seconds later, but purely just for a sass. Princess Flora, shall we get going?
Arigato.
Oh my days.
I love it.
Maybe we can ask about Team Fuck It in Zundanarg, or somewhere once we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely never heard of them until now.
They're a bit seedy and you kind of don't want to know about them, but
But you know what the worst thing was? They stopped us from getting our muffins in time.
oh shit, do you think it's closed?
I don't know. Maybe if we hurry.
What time is it? As I look up.
It's early afternoon.
We probably not be. I don't think we can make it in time, but we can start our trek and maybe we can get there by morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
actually don't know how far it is.
in that case, I'm gonna. If it's all right with you, big man, do you mind if I snuggle up on in your hood again and have a long rest?
Yes, but you're not climbing me. I will put a paw down.
Yeah.
Yep, you climb up and
close.
you trigger your long rest on command.
Yeah.
And it happens instantaneously.
Yes.
Yes.
I hear like a magical whoosh.
Sorry, I farted.
Of course.
Rhódania, we talked about this.
Sorry, I think it was the porridge soup. I put a little bit too much seedlings in it. Too fibrous, you know.
Connell's going to take a deep breath, take a second wind, if you will. Only get back 6. And alright, so which way is it to this time?
That way. I point not in the right way.
Check the map over here, the handy dandy map.
Yep.
A party cartographer.
Well, actually, it's this way.
The partographer.
We were in the Huckleberry Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The Hucklefuck.
Yes.
The Hucklefuck forest.
Mhm.
Yes,
Huckleberry
that's it.
Hind.
So it's west of Hucklefuck, and we'll be there in no time.
Okay. So, you do your second wind and your little long resting, and you set off westward towards Assailand, where I say the rest of your journey goes by relatively uneventful.
My house. Sorry.
You say your farewells and spend the rest of the day trekking through. It's a nice day. You settle down to camp for the night, and we'll pick up the following day on the outskirts of the village of Assailand. Now, before we finish tonight, I did say on the Discord and on social media that we had an announcement to make tonight. One that was supposed to be included in the previous announcement of all the projects coming up for this year. But I just needed a little bit more time just to finalize this one. Just some specific details. So, friends, the last project to be announced in this bulk of project announcements is a very special one indeed. If you'll direct yourself to the stream right now, coming at some point this year, 5 adventurers from Pallet Town will take upon the quest to be champions of the Indigo League. As we will be visiting Kanto for what will start as a one-shot, but all being well, will be a complete partial reenactment of the first generation Pokemon experience. So we'll find out who wants to be the very best that no one ever was. And who can get all those gym badges. And who can beat the Elite Four and catch them all. So,
Mine is so emotional right now.
Mine
You
needs
see
a
my
minute.
background?
if you
Right.
would like to be considered for a spot at the table, use that link in the chat if you haven't already to join our Discord and register your interest in the recruitment channel. As I will be.
I'm interested.
I've already said.
Bye, you're in like 40,000 past projects.
Doesn't
Let
mean
me
I'm
be
gonna
one.
get in, mate. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get in.
There will be 5 spots up for grabs. Will you get one of them? There's only one way to find out. This will be happening later towards the back end of the year because this is going to take a lot of planning, and it will be using the very difficult to find at times Pokemon 5e edition. Which it took me a while to get every bit of it, but I got every bit of it. So, yes, there you go, friends.
Amazing.
That's us for this week. Hope you're all excited for that little taste of what's to come. But for now, it's time to say farewell to the Wyld Ones. So, before we go a-raiding, friends, let's go around the table and reintroduce our wonderful players. Tell us who you are, plug anything you've got to plug, and give us your favourite moment from the session. Starting with Rhódania.
I'm Mikey Myrit the Pirate. You can find me on social media as Myrit the Pirate or Myrit Pirate on Twitter. Things to promote. I'm trying to get back into a proper schedule for streaming again. And also, last week I posted a video about my experience in D&D. If you want to go check that out, I'm in the middle of making another video as well. I'd be an idiot not to say Team Fuck It. Team Fuck It. And also the little Moon Lotus kind of like interaction with Reese. So I was like, here's my pal. And also another note, if you don't fucking choose Pat, I'll be very upset for the Pokemon one. You have to choose him. He needs to be in it. I'm leaving otherwise. I'm not, but
I mean, I did say first generation.
still.
So,
First
but you know,
generation.
it depends. There might be a season 2. Who knows? There's so many regions. All right, thank you very much, Connell.
Hello, everybody. I am Patrick, aka Patton. Sometimes I draw art, but Monday nights I am the shield of the Wyld Ones, but I also protect you all. I am Connell Guinnessy, a rock type, Rune Knight fighter. My god. Fuck. It's like all my nerd loves are like conjoining at the moment.
Oh.
And I fucking don't know how to contain myself. I just gotta give a big shout out to like Patch. Like, guys, he's making dreams come true, and he deserves a lot more credit than we are physically possible and able to give. Probably the whole session has just been a fucking constant roller coaster of going up and up and up and up and up and up, and it's just been a wild ride. The fucking interaction between me and Reese where I almost fucking died, that's hilarious. The hype train, Team Rocket showing up,
God.
the announcement of the Pokemon, the whole thing's just been fantastic. Like, Patch, you outdid yourself this session, man.
Thank you so much. I aim to please. And yes, that was a roller coaster that just kept going up and up and up, almost as high as Connell did, before he plummeted to his near death.
Can we get much higher?
Thank you so much. Frike.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bridget. I play the Lady of No Damage this session. This time,
Lucky for
absolutely
some.
none. Way of the Long Death, Shatterkai Monk, quickly becoming one of my new favorite races to play. Also, not to add on to what Pat said, but like the poetry these two were whipping out, the long like intro monologue, it was very nice. I liked it. Oh, thank you, Pixie. And it is Nothing to plug, but it is my birthday tomorrow.
Yes. All of us at QuestJunkiesUK would like to extend the happiest of birthdays to our dear pocket goth mommy, Lady of Nouns, Frike.
Aw, thanks, you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And last but never least, Reese.
Hey friends! I am Wyatt. I am the Moonkeep. I play Reese on Monday nights. Well, for me it's Monday evenings, but you know, it's fine. I don't have a lot to plug right now, but first you can find me as the Moonkeep across all social media platforms. I am over 115,000 followers across all platforms right now, which is like great. I love it. Just keep going up. I have a Moonkeep supplement book for D&D and all TTRPGs that is currently in the works that I'm working with someone. So you can bring the Moonkeep to your tables relatively soon. It's gonna take a little bit of planning and building out, but yeah, it'll be. I have no timeline on it yet, but it is in the works currently. Pre-stages of planning, so
I'm hyped for that.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I will. Yeah, Patch, you'll get a free one.
Ah, yay! Favorite moment?
That's hard, Patch. That is hard. Let's see. The Rhódania casting enlarge when I'm already enlarged, and then like the just like the stupid ass voice acting that I had to do for it. Just like not I had to, but like I wanted to try it, and it definitely like tested my limits, which was fun. But like,
If I'd have had foreknowledge of that happening, I would have put the Godzilla music on Sirenscape just for that. Wah, bum 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 as Kaiju Reese is revealed.
Just in case.
I mean,
imagine-
I'm gonna do now.
Because I mean, imagine if Connell ever goes into his big boy form. I can make him bigger. If I can make him bigger.
Can I take you and raise you to the Jurassic Park theme where it's just like dun 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 dun?
I could do that. I mean, I will let you know. I think it's if Rhódania rolls a 7 or an 8 on the on her wild magic table, she wild shapes into a T-Rex.
Huh.
So you know, that would be the.
It's gonna be like Mario Odyssey, where it's just gonna be this big T-Rex with like a flower in its head.
Yep, and whiskers.
Oh.
It'll happen someday, I'm sure. Oh, thank you guys. And I have been Patch, your ever humble dungeon master. I've played everybody else. I mainly played Team Fuck It. Yeah, you can find me here. You can find me over on QuestJunkiesUK every other Friday night. Every Friday afternoon here, actually, UK time. And soon every other Saturday as well. For I don't know if it's been officially announced yet, but I've talked about it a few times. But there is the new campaign coming on QuestJunkiesUK, and I may or may not be taking part. But official announcement to come, I believe. But yes, I play on Fridays in the Census Tyranny campaign as the sassy, classy Order of Scribes, Couchstar Wizard, Kellen Stargrove, who's going through a lot right now. Bit of like living trauma, which is great. Love it. And yeah, you can find me here on QuestJunkiesUK. Every Monday night we do this campaign, the Rhódania Chronicles. Every Wednesday night we venture over to Exandria for the Wildmount Chronicles, which is only just 3 sessions in and almost as chaotic as this campaign. It's great, but with a lot of wholesomeness and tears. So you know, it's a typical QuestJunkies show. And things to plug. Well, we've already talked about the latest announcement, but if you go over to the Discord, you'll see all the latest things. That's the 9th project that we've announced in the last couple of weeks. So there's plenty of opportunities for people to come join the table. Favorite moment for me of the stream? I think just seeing everyone's reactions as the Team Rocket music started. Mainly like Pat getting up and leaving. Because I was not planning on doing this today. This is going to be later down the line. But, you know, with all the bloody ridiculously amazing, incredible generousness of our community for all those subs, I wanted to commemorate in some way, shape or form, and it worked out.
Like, you have no idea. Like that is such a D&D wish list thing for me. That you've ticked off, and then it's just like, it happened. And
It happened.
And I hope they keep recurring and keep causing us shit, and I want it, so that...
Well, I'll give you some inside knowledge. The fun thing about certain denizens of the Nine Hells, when they are killed, you give it a bit of time, and they do get better, shall we say. So... it might not be the last you've seen of Team Fucket. Especially now they've seen this really special transforming familiar.
I was just evolving.
Hey, Patch, it's officially midnight in the UK, so that means it's technically Bridget's birthday right now.
It is! Happy birthday to
you!
Happy birthday to you!
Oh god.
Happy
It's so delayed.
birthday,
Dear
Bridget. Happy
Happy
birthday to you.
Oh god.
More.
That was... like, everyone had their own level of delay on my end, so that was just... that was wonderful.
Thank you guys. Good to know I'm 29 in the future.
29 and looking fine.
Hell yeah.
Many happy returns, my dear friend, and here's to many more. So yes, that's us. Thank you guys. It's always a privilege and a pleasure to bring these stories to you, and we hope to continue doing so for as long as we are able. So do stick around, because we're going to go and raid the wonderful Art of Mike Disney, who likes to paint minis on stream whilst listening to some kick-ass music, and he's just a general amazing soul. So spread some love in the chat over there, and we'll see you on Wednesday in Wildmount. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.